Oh, Johnny. The guy I work with this song. He can make it. No, the guy I work with did it in his basement. Yeah.
Might have a new tenant at my house next week.
Anyone but Stomper.
Yeah, well, somebody added.
Hey, welcome to Continuous Miracle right here on WGLM 1063, beautiful downtown Greenville, Michigan, surrounding areas. Scott here with you this morning, and we're glad you're here. Happy belated Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everyone got out there and got something good to eat on that fine day. How about you, Mike?
I got in on it Thursday and Friday, so I'm really thankful about the food. Turkey both days. One was baked regular, the next one was smoked. So they each have their own different nuance. Wonderful food.
Overachiever.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you about Thursday. I had
When it
wonderful.
comes to food, Mike, overachieving, this is a common phrase.
I want to tell you that how my day Thursday went. It was wonderful company, wonderful food, and the Packers sucked.
The Packers.
Everything's good.
Yeah,
Oh, the Packers played Thursday?
yeah, and that Love
Who
guy
did
was.
play?
They dusted the Lions.
Oh,
That
again?
Love was a precise passer.
Again?
Yeah, twice this year.
Well, it is a game. Yeah, I'm glad I don't
Let it
take
go. Let it
I'm glad I
go.
don't take the Lions too seriously.
It's yourself you're not supposed to take too seriously,
Well,
but
that's
okay,
true. There's a
add
lot
to
of-
it.
There's a lot of things I don't take too seriously.
Just coverage.
Right, yeah, there's plenty to go around.
Mhm.
We've got a guest in here with us this morning. Doug is on the show with us this morning. And we're glad he could make it in for us. He was telling us about it. One of his horses that didn't do so well. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
these things are going to happen, all right?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yep. Good to be here. Happy to be here. Yeah. So I can talk a little about my horse.
Yeah, and we'll get to it. How
Okay.
was Thanksgiving?
Good. Yeah. Great. So I got a couple of sons that are living with me, and that's cool. And so one of them is a really good cook.
Ooh,
And yeah. He
So you let him?
yeah. So I let him do it.
Good, good. You're
Yeah.
catching on.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So we went to the store together and we bought some nice Thanksgiving food, and he cooked it all up, and he and I enjoyed it. And then he even went down to the garage and hauled out some Christmas decorations, put up the Christmas tree and whatnot. So we had a real nice time together. My son and I had a great meal, and so I'm grateful for him and his gift of being able to cook and his desire to do so and hang out with me. So that was
that's
nice.
a big one.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, is that a result maybe of being sober?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Right.
there
Yep.
is that part.
Yeah, there's that part. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So without that, none of that stuff happens. So,
Right.
and he's a key part of, helping me with sobriety. So
Yeah, I met your son.
yeah. So it has a little deeper meaning connection than just the holiday. It's helping me stay on track. So
Helping the old guy along.
helping the old guy along. Yep.
That's right.
Right. Mhm.
Usually the story around me helping the old guy along, but I'm okay with it.
Well, there's some of that goes on.
Mhm. Yep.
And I'm grateful for all of it. How about you guys?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm especially grateful to be alive today after that heart attack.
Oh, yeah. We're grateful you're here, too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I said you were an overachiever once. Do I have to repeat myself?
Just had to
Probably.
go- you just had to go prove it, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Nice work.
All right.
Nice work, Mike. Man down. We better call somebody.
I'm grateful the people they called knew what to do.
Yeah, Great
Was
for
that
those
part?
folks are working 24/7 out there on behalf of all of us in case we need them, right?
Yes, sir.
EMTs and sheriffs and folks of that nature.
In my particular case, it was a couple fairly new officers to the Newaygo Police Force. But as part of their training, not just with the law enforcement, with helping people, they learned.
Service, a deputy or a police officer is a servant. He's to help people. Just because we, folks like us encounter them in different environment doesn't mean they can't be helpful. And
Well, once
they got training in both areas. They're pretty adept people.
yeah, I noticed it when I was drinking and driving. They kind of helped get me off the road.
Right, that's a service.
Yeah,
It just comes in a little different form.
I've had the same experience.
All right.
took a moment.
But the heart attack puts you in a different position, so change your perception.
Oh man, did it change things?
Oh yeah.
You commonly say that gratitude's an action.
I do say that.
I
Well, I try and live it actually. I don't just say it.
I have a lot of action to do to compensate for all the help I was given when I couldn't help myself with the heart attack. I don't know what shape and form it's going to take, but I'm pretty sure God's not done with me, so I'm going to be asking on a regular basis what He'd like me to do.
Well, that'd be a good starting point.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
there's a smorgasbord of opportunities out there for fellas like yourself, Doug, and me occasionally. So yeah, so that's what we're doing here this morning, trying to share some good information about recovery and help folks along a little bit. We had to learn a lot of these things along the way. At least I had to. Mike, he was always the smartest guy in the room. He couldn't learn much.
But by golly, there was room to learn.
Oh, there was an opportunity.
Yeah, my book says self-knowledge alone won't keep you sober. So besides
Well,
knowing,
you proved it.
yes, sir.
You proved that book right again.
Again, again and again till I.
Thank you for your example, sir.
Yeah. What it took was to stop drinking and living differently.
Oh, that part.
That part.
Yeah.
It's what I learned from you folks. And that was one of the things that Doug was pointing out before the show about his gratitude had to do with the different people he'd encountered. Not just one-shot friends, but ongoing.
Continuous.
Yeah, continuous sources of hope and education and understanding.
Hmm.
Is that what you found in the recovery community, Doug?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I found here in the recovery community. So recovery community.
So you got faces?
There you go. Mike, Scott, Roger. So there's a risk of throwing out names. The risk is in leaving one out, and so be it. My intention isn't to leave any of them out, but yeah, it has faces, has people, real people, has men that I can connect. This is the term, therapeutic term. It's a real term, but connect with, and connection is a word and has lots of different kind of meanings and depth and degree and all that stuff to it. But yeah, so for me to really work, like to have a chance and work towards healing, which is the same as sobriety, having people, real guys, Mike, Scott, and a handful of other guys in the program that are doing it, and makes a big difference. So I got other connections. I got connections with family, and I got connections with work, and they all kind of have their place and their spot. But having a specific connection to people that are specific on recovery was necessary for me to have energy, really, towards putting forth effort and doing what is necessary to heal.
Yeah.
So
And then that's the intent and purpose of the recovery community. It has a primary purpose. There's only one purpose for folks in the recovery community. That's to help other people to achieve sobriety. One singular thing. There's not many places in the world you can find that these days, but in the recovery community, that's what you encountered, right?
yeah, absolutely, right. Yep.
Maybe you met recovered individuals that offered hope.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I met recovered individuals that offered hope. Yep, exactly. That's very well articulated. So,
Did they tell you just exactly how to do things, or was it a little different than that?
it was a little different, but not way different. So, they did tell me exactly how to do things.
Who was
But
that guy?
they had wiggle room with it. You know, I've had other people, right, that told me exactly how to do things, and without a lot of wiggle room, you know. So these guys had wiggle room, and this wiggle room, you know, that's maybe a little weird term, but it makes sense to me. But it was a suggestion along the lines of, if I'm going to go parachute, we suggest, you know, if I'm going to go jump out of a plane, we suggest you put a parachute on, right? Okay, so there you go.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. It's a suggestion. They cared. They were there. That was the big thing for me is, you know, they were there. I didn't have a unique experience or different experience from what these guys had. They had it. They had the experience. So that makes all the difference.
Did they say if you had this parachute on, maybe you'd want to use it?
Yeah, they did point that out. So
Oh.
I got this ripcord, I think it's called, and we suggest you pull that thing at the right time. Not too late, at the right time.
Maybe now might be a good start.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
got some spiritual suggestions along the line.
I got some spiritual suggestions, absolutely. And honestly, this was a challenge for me, and honestly, it still can be, because
Well, you've had religious training, right?
I've had religious training.
Yeah.
Yep.
So spirituality was a little different element for you to,
Yeah.
become knowledgeable about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a different perspective. Yeah, so different. We talk about angles or perspectives or different view, and it was that, and action. That's what these guys keep telling me is, spirituality is action. So what am I doing? Well, I'm here. I'm here participating. I go to meetings, and sometimes when I don't feel like it.
They told me that's probably when I should go.
Yeah, right. So, a lot of times I do, right? But it's, it's action. So that's, spirituality doesn't rest, I guess, is what I learned or what I heard, is my spirituality needs to have legs to it. It needs to have action, needs to be doing stuff. And the risk I have from my background is that I can hone into what I believe, right? And that's okay. These guys are telling me that it's not like that's wrong.
No.
It's just that's not necessarily spirituality. That's a belief, and it's okay, but it is what it is. It's a belief. So what am I doing with that belief? Take what you believe and go do something with it. Okay? So go to meetings, chair in some meetings, here doing this, listening, working at connecting, and so that's all spirituality. It's doing stuff. So,
Yeah. See,
Yep.
Mike mentioned program of action. I mean, your heart attack point is just a wonderful example. I mean, you took it to the nth degree. I'll give you that much. I will give you that much. But you give others an opportunity to be of service to you.
I did that. I want
Because
to
you're a man of action.
a man of action. But I want to go back to something Doug just said. When
Sure.
I was working with him when he was still drinking, and he was telling me about his beliefs, and I said, those are all wonderful, but you don't seem to be using them.
No, there's a difference there, isn't there?
That was a little point I was making to him.
Yeah. How are you living today? What are you doing?
Yeah. You ain't gonna believe where I got that from.
I won't believe it. I know this much. I know Darren's telling me we're getting ready for a break, and I failed to mention, Darren, thank you for being here today, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate your service on a Sunday morning. Coming in.
An arduous drive in.
Yeah. We'll talk a little about our drive in here shortly, or maybe not. Anyway, come on back and join us after these brief commercials from our sponsors. Thank you so much for being with us here this morning on Continuous Miracle.
Did we leave you hanging?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Are we all right?
Yeah.
Got something real
Was
here.
that one day?
Might we touch on the part where it was a struggle for you to
Hey,
get
Scott
to that
back
point?
here with you on Continuous Miracle. 106.3 WGLM. And glad you're here with us again this morning. We're having some fun in between, which we generally do during the breaks in between here. And Mike was enlightening us about all his service opportunities. And he's got a smorgasbord of stuff out there. Good for him. And that means he's feeling better and getting around better after his massive heart attack. Still can't do 2 flights of stairs, but he's good in every other department. So we're glad for that.
Doctor wanted me to be an overachiever. That's what I think it is.
Well, the doctor's probably prescribed just what you need. Yeah, that part. Yeah, rub your chin again.
I'm thinking,
Don't hurt yourself.
I hurt myself already.
That looked painful from here.
Oh. I'm not going into details.
Yeah,
Just
let's
let me.
not do that today. Good idea. First one of the day. Well, you did get up. Andy did join us. You're doing all right.
That's 2 ideas.
Yeah, I know. You're doing all right. So back to Doug here because he is the guest. Tell us a little, or Mike actually had a couple of questions.
Yeah, what I was-
for you. He wanted to speak to you about.
For Doug, what I know is it wasn't just because he made these connections, everything got better all at once. It was a bit of a slow go, a little progress, some setback, a little progress. So, anyway, what I was wanting to say had something to do with what might have been the biggest impact, a change in things for you while you were still drinking, and enough to change things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, I still kind of question that at times, but I can go back to some specific things that, help me achieve a different perspective, way you use the term spiritual awakening, spiritual experience, and that is what it is, but it's also, just a different perspective, different way of looking at something. And so, again, it was, it was guys that it was Mike, I worked directly with Mike, indirectly with guys he's connected with, Scott, and, other guys in the program. And it was really, them being willing, and not just willing, like eager, willing, but eager, like a heartfelt desire for me to have some peace, just not
Try
being,
something different.
Try something different, yeah. But it wasn't them, it was different than, them just telling me. They did tell me. They told me what to do, but it wasn't just that. That's the difference. Is what came with it was, meeting me, so to speak, connecting with me in my pain, I was in pain.
Meeting you where you were at.
Meeting me where I was at, and they were there before, and I knew that, and we talk about that. You know, we go to meetings and we share and we talk about it, so I knew it, right? But that's the difference. Is it's not just it's not just math. Do this and you'll get that. Yep.
Yeah, it
Okay.
don't quite work like that.
No,
It's a
along
different,
with
it's a
it,
different math.
it's a different math, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's part of it. It's not that it's not part of it. You have to do it, but along with it came, caring, like, caring. Just loving. It's love, really, is what it is.
You
And,
got advice in a loving, caring way,
yes, sir. That's what I got.
and it was non-judgmental,
Yep.
and it was
Humorous at times.
Oh yeah, not as humorous as our break, but quite humorous at times.
It can be.
Very humorous. Yep. Yep. Authentic.
Oh,
There's
that's
the
a word.
Yeah, that's
There's
the
a word, and it really was. Yeah, it
Keeping
can
it
be
real.
just a word. This wasn't just a word. It was real. There was authenticity to it. So.
That has weight and value.
Mm-hmm.
Authenticity does, in my world.
So people had something that you wanted, needed, and they were willing to share in an authentic way what they had done to get there.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I think that's what the therapists mean by connection. It's different than a social connection. Not that a social connection is wrong.
Oh,
But it's different.
absolutely not.
No, but this is this is that, but it's not just that.
It's personal.
It's personal. Yep. So, yeah, it's a
Well, it
it's
becomes
a, yeah,
personal.
a connection with authentic men that care. Yep.
Did they seem to tend to have the same message, like they were working out of the same playbook?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they kept holding up this big book in front of me and pointing to it. So yeah, there was consistency, and yep,
Well, that's
all have the same message. Came out of a book, the big book, and this is what we did, and this is what we have to offer, and we're here to help you try to do it.
Consistency is critical when new folks come into the recovery community. A lot of times they're not very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe their thought processes aren't very consistent. And they behave maybe somewhat erratically.
Oh yes, we have. So I can recognize it in others.
Right. So you can recognize it in the other folks today and go, oh, yeah, I understand how you feel.
That was me.
but maybe this is not taking yourself too. Maybe you'd like to try something different. No? Okay, then. Well, good for you.
Right.
Come on back.
Right. We'll see you next month, maybe.
Yeah, that part.
You talk about consistency. There's something we forgot this morning. Not only were you a birthday boy yesterday, but last week
Yeah, it's
you achieved 22 years of continuous sobriety.
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And I was inconsistent and didn't make sure you were presented your coin on time. I still got it in my pocket.
Oh,
Well, I don't anymore. It's right here in front of us.
well, good for us.
Yeah.
It is good for us.
Yeah, it's good. That's been good for a lot of folks actually over the years, from all the reports I've received. So, yeah, 22 years is a long time without a drink for a fellow like myself, folks. A continuous miracle. So, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Well, I
I
needed
will
to
put
see
that-
that consistency when I got here.
Yeah, it's important. People were there with long-term sobriety when I walked into, and they just extended their hands, and much like you encountered, and were there to help. You know, and what a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
And then my part was to listen and do something different, but that's where the independence, independently independent. But report back with your results. That's where Rule 62 comes in.
Sounds like accountability.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I did learn to report back about what was going on.
You did. Yeah.
And when I tried those things. And I found that for this guy, I needed to be really involved in that process of helping others.
Mm-hmm.
And while I think at times I'm the smartest guy in the room,
Yeah, those are wonderful times.
yeah, well, it might not be true, but I have.
I know it's not true, but they're wonderful times.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
I have an understanding of how the book is laid out and the process that's required.
Right. True.
Oh, and I wanted to make mention that Doug was talking about the folks were helping him heal. There's a consistent message in our book that alcoholism is a disease, not a moral condition.
True.
It might look like a moral condition to some people that are always self-righteous about how things could be, but the real alcoholic understands that it's a disease with a spiritual answer. The healing mechanism is a spiritual one.
Mm-hmm. I found that to be true.
Yeah.
And so have 1000000s of other folks.
Yeah, and it was that spiritual message that we were passing along to fellows like Doug. Once I'd learned it myself, I could pass that on. And one of the easiest methods to pass that on for such a smart guy like me
Yeah.
is to do book studies.
Mm-hmm.
And I do at least 2 of those a week where I chair a book study. A big part of it has to do with I'm a slow learner and a quick forgetter, and I want to remember what it was that saved my... You ain't got to hit the button, and we would save my fanny. I was going to use a 3-letter word.
But
Oh, no.
I guess that's 4.
Well, I wasn't going to use that one. I was going to use one he'd hit the beeper on. I didn't. I'm learning. Not real fast, but I'm learning.
He was ready, nonetheless.
Yeah. Quick draw Aaron.
Progress.
Yep. I'm learning.
Well, I can testify to Mike being a quick forgetter and a slow learner for the smartest guy in the room. It's amazing. But his consistency allows for that.
Yeah, and I can testify to him pointing me towards the book. So that was super helpful. And with love and care and compassion, but also a direct message. So both were there. That's what really helped me and makes a difference for me to carry on, to stay here, to know that AA has something to offer to help me with recovery, help me to accept life in life's terms. Is Mike carried the message, but he didn't jam it down my throat. He heard where I was, felt where I was, because he felt it before. He had the same feelings, same emotions, and so we connect on that emotional level. And so I'm grateful for that. I think we're talking about gratitude, and I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah. I had known the way of religion, and it failed me because religion did not teach me to have a relationship with God. AA taught me that. And that's the message one of the messages I try to share, that it's a relationship one has with their God, their higher power, call it what you will. And my book says God's everything or He's nothing, so that means whether the symbol for God is wearing a burqa, a cross, or some amulet that had some headhunters wearing in the rainforest, that's all some version of God.
Yeah.
It's not my place to pick out which one's right, because God's everything. He's even that cup of coffee. Doesn't matter. He's even someone that I think is doing wrong and ill to other people, but that's still a representation of God because He's everything. So it's not my place to determine any of that other than to accept whatever a person has as their God and work with that.
Mm-hmm.
Which can be an interesting.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while I make a mistake asking somebody what to believe and they tell me and whoa!
I just say good for you.
Yes, sir. I'm glad it's working.
Room for everybody at this table.
Yeah.
Glad you believe in something other than yourself, right?
There you go.
Yep, there you go. Something bigger than myself.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I believe that I could be helped.
We had evidence all around you. People
Mm-hmm.
had overcome the disease, a life-threatening disease all around you, reaching their hand out to you.
Yep.
And asking if you needed anything.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and the focus is on what matters. You know, what really matters. So, we're human. Sometimes we get tangled up in what doesn't matter, but
It's kind of fun to watch.
but we all do know what matters, and that's what these guys help me with, is bring me back to, you know, what do I need to do, and yeah. So, you know, there's stuff we can banter back and forth, and you know that's fine, that's good. But what matters is that we stay sober and help others. Once we achieve that through a higher power, then we're in a position to help someone else. And so that's what we do, is we help each other.
I saw Christopher,
Consistently.
your old roommate Christopher.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wasn't able to help you as a sponsor, but he was able to keep carrying a consistent message.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Christopher, he and I. He's a young guy, like the youngest of my kids, kind of. And we were in treatment together. That's where we met. And he's done a great job of keeping himself sober. And you know, yeah, we help each other. So, and he's been a big help to me. And yeah, so there's lots of avenues and places for help, and you know, he's one of them, still is. So, yeah.
It's important, those connections you make along the way. You know, you know, it's been 22 years. I'm still in contact with 4 people who I knew at that time. Same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Up on our various ways, but
Mm-hmm.
still stay in contact.
Yep.
And then those fellas, they're all still sober too.
Wonderful.
So that's quite a miracle. And I know they're probably out there watching us today. Matter of fact, forgot to mention that we are on Facebook Live this morning at Continuous Miracle Radio.
Yep.
And we'll be up on YouTube Tuesday.
Probably.
Yeah, Continuous Miracle Radio on YouTube. Can be viewed at any time. And all our previously recorded shows are at continuousmiracle.net. You can take a look at those anytime you're so inclined.
I would like to personally thank Doug and Bob for what they did for you so that you behave a lot like what you do now so that you could help me. Thanks, Doug, and thanks, Bob.
Doug
Yeah,
and Bob, still
yeah.
out there.
I'm really grateful they came into your life. They're in my life in a huge way, and I've never met the gentleman.
Yeah, very instrumental men in my life. And, helped me achieve sobriety. So, and I owe them a debt of gratitude. The only thing they ever asked me to do was try and help somebody else. You know, that's the amazing thing about this program. Free of charge. Well, you pay a good amount to become a member of the club.
They say that the
But
dues
once
a
you get
person,
here, once you get here,
the dues a person pays to get into AA is immeasurable in terms of money.
yeah, most expensive seats in the city.
Yes, sir.
Paid a lot of money to get a chair in AA. Folks don't quite see it that way till they do.
Yes, sir.
I know my bottom line.
Right. So Darren's telling me, speaking of such matters, we're going to have to take a little break here and hear from our sponsors, who we're grateful for, very much so. So come on back and join us after these brief messages from our sponsors right here on 106.3 WGLM.
So, you chair 2 meetings a week?
Yeah, Saturday morning and Monday night. Greg, when I'm
Well, we got
it's not easy being a dude.
no. This is daily. Oh, Scott back here.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, we're back on the air. Oh boy.
Having too much fun again off the air.
Caught us having fun again. Oh, it's easy to have fun with these characters, trust me. A bunch of good group of fellas right here, sharing their experience, strength, and hope, and trying to help others. Who doesn't want to be a part of that? You know, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? Probably somebody in the throes of their disease, I would imagine. You know,
I've seen that.
Yeah, yeah. Got some different ideas when they're under the influence.
When I was in the throes of my disease, I didn't want nothing to do with you folks.
No, no. And it takes what it takes. Like Doug mentioned, he'd been coming around for quite some time. Like I couldn't put a number on it. Like we mentioned way back when you and I crossed paths down in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, probably a good 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you kept
Yep.
coming back. That was the critical thing.
Yep, I did, and I continue to. Yep. So yeah, exactly. Keep coming back. Yeah, we say that to each other in the meetings. Keep coming back. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it works, and we've discovered that.
You were never shunned when you came back?
No, never shunned. Nope.
No judgment.
No judgment. Nope. Not shunned.
No finger wagging.
No finger wagging.
None of that stuff.
None of that. No. Lots of love, encouragement, and and specific guys saying, yeah, hey, this is the real deal. It's a real disease. So, just encouraging me to keep coming back and keep doing.
Thank you for the confirmation.
Yeah, absolutely right. Confirmations. This is what Scott calls relapses. So
Right.
I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I'm smart enough to pick up on the cues and pick up on the terms, and I appreciate them. I appreciate them a lot. So I like confirmation. Relapse, slip. Yeah, okay. Confirmation. That one. That one gets in a little bit into the heart or soul.
Confirms your disease. Okay.
Confirms your disease. So now, okay, yeah, we just did a confirmation. So carry on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Little fork in the road coming up here.
Now, what are you going to do with that?
That's right. Another fork in the road.
What am I going to do with it? Right. Yep. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
For a guy like me, what was I going to do with it? Well, it started with prayer. Start there, and then talk to another alcoholic. Help get some new ideas to work with, or to put the ideas I'd been learning into effect. Sort of the way it worked for me.
Yeah.
But,
All sounds like doing stuff.
yeah, speaking of doing
Different
stuff,
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Until you stopped drinking, did you chair many meetings?
No, not any.
So has anything like that changed since you stopped drinking?
Yep. Yeah, I'm chairing meetings. Started a few months ago. Chairing 2 meetings a week, and it's really cool. It's a highlight, and it's it helps a ton.
It's a responsibility too.
It's a responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Got to be there. Open the place up. People are coming.
Make coffee.
And make coffee.
Yeah.
Yep. And just engage. I mean, have to. If you're chairing a meeting, you got to be present and engage. All right. So, and this connects to mindfulness, right? It's a mindfulness exercise. Participate, and so, yeah, that wasn't happening before, and it is now. So I'm doing that regularly, and I'm grateful for it. Very grateful for it. Grateful to have the opportunity and the trust to be able to do it, and so.
And it's it's one of those critical steps along the way where you start becoming a little more responsible and take responsibility for a group or a meeting or so many areas of service in the recovery community that anyone can if they're willing, pick up the baton and run for a while with it before handing it off to the next person.
Yep.
It's not a one-man show, that's for sure.
And a side that goes along with that is that somebody pointed out to me, if you get a chair, you get an opportunity to lead prayers twice. So you need to know 2 prayers. The
Mm.
Lord's Prayer and the Serenity
Serenity
Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to practice those on a regular basis saying them. That's what I was
Yeah.
reminded early on.
Nice. Yeah. There you go. You bet. Yep. Another benefit. So, yeah, absolutely. What comes to my mind with it too is, having like almost all the time, there's guys there at the meetings that I have again a connection with, and feel a sense of I don't know if comfort's quite the right word, but that's one we all can kind of understand. So it's a connection, Mike's there most of the time, so if I'm chairing a meeting and kind of got your back sort of thing, right? If you're just, I don't know, get stuck, feeling a little sluggish, whatever, there's not someone there critiquing, there's someone there to kind of prompt and kind of help. And
Hey, what the
that's
hell about
huge.
that?
Yeah, so that's big, though. It's big in early recovery to have someone that's doing that. That if you don't need it, you don't need it. But if you do need it and it's there, then it's a real thing. So that's a significant part of it as well. Is I have that and I know that and I sense that and I see it and experience it, and
Yeah,
that helps me.
that gives you time to gain some confidence in what you're
Yeah,
doing. And stuff.
yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we all needed that.
Yeah.
I've rarely found anybody in early sobriety that had much self-confidence.
Right. It needs to be fostered.
Yeah,
Needs to be fostered.
Encouraged.
Brought out. Yeah, encouraged.
Absolutely.
and confidence in the right sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot
Yeah.
of confidence in drinking when I got here.
You did.
Yeah. and it was pointed out to me that's not what we're looking for here. Just because you can outdrink most of the guys in the room don't mean you're going to get anywhere here.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't really count here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll acknowledge it, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're not going to go after it.
We're going to inform you that it doesn't really matter. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. But my social circle before I got to AA, that was a plus, being able to
Sure.
Well, yeah.
drink a lot and not have a big effect on you.
Right. Right.
And that got you to us.
Yeah. There's some of my best thinking.
Yeah.
My
Smartest
best
guy in the
thinking.
room.
Yeah. Well, it got me to AA, which is where I needed to be. But it took the intervention of a judge to point out the holes in my theory, so to
Hey,
speak.
you need a lot. Yeah, that was quite a theory you had working there for a minute.
I think I had a different judge, but I think he had the same theory.
Yeah. If
Funny
there's,
thinking, those judges, now they're pretty consistent.
if there's any hope for guys like Doug and me, it was through AA.
Right.
You look over here, boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful that he made sure I was there for a year anyway,
Right.
because it took that long for me to start listening.
Sound like he knew you better than you knew you.
I think he'd seen this problem come up and down the road before.
I imagine so. A lot of people pass before those folks.
The manifestations of the disease are fairly consistent
Yeah. And evident.
and evident. Mm-hmm.
Just like the recovery is.
Absolutely.
It can be consistent. and
I was
very evident,
consistent in my ignorance and obstinance when I got here.
And we let you be.
Yeah. Keep saying ignorant stuff, Mike. You'll be okay eventually.
Just keep coming back.
Yeah. It might dawn on you someday what you're actually saying. I think that's what they were pointing out to me.
You're doing it just right.
For an ignorant, obstinate guy.
Keep talking.
Yeah, that's one of the. Again, we're talking about gratitude. I'm super grateful for that. That we can come in the doors as we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's no other way. You can't. Right. That was my struggle. That's the struggle. Is I'm going through doors as I'm not. I'm
I'm
putting
going to go
on-
in this door and behave.
Yeah, right.
What?
I can go through the door to work, and most times, behave enough to get out of the door again. But yeah. So anyway, that's what AA. That's one of the huge benefits is you can walk through the door and be yourself. Now, sometimes it's really difficult to do and takes a long time, but it doesn't. That's the principles of AA, right? That's the purpose. That's the principle. We don't shoot we don't shoot the wounded, accept each other as we are.
Come as you are.
Come as you are, and we work from there and go from there. And that's what these guys did for me. That's what they did. Is they met me where I was, and eventually, came around to be able to share a bit of where I was, which was not easy to share, even with myself, let alone anyone else. So, come as you are and go from there and see if we can make improvement. That's what AA has offered. That's what these guys have offered.
It's a pretty substantial thing if you think about it.
Yeah, so what happened to this guy was I came in, I was genuine that I was ignorant and obstinate about everything, and they just let me go on. And after about 9 months, there's this one old boy named Keith. He comes stick his big bony finger up my face and said, "You're not very willing." And I said, "About what?" He says, "About everything. But right now I'm talking about prayer." And he said, "You ought to give it a try." He said, "By the way, you don't seem to be very honest or open-minded about anything either." But he was pretty accurate in his assessment because, like you said, they let me come in the way I was. And the way I was, ignorant and obstinate, that's what I had to share. A lot of ignorance, a lot of obstinance. There's some more things.
Smartest guy in the room.
Yeah. And they let me. And after a while, the theme came through that I wasn't trying anything other than just sitting there being grumpy. So somebody made a suggestion, and that turned the tables for me, was to try to do something different. And what a world of difference it made. Just trying something different. But if I hadn't been able to be genuine, they wouldn't have been able to pinpoint that I wasn't doing squat. Is that a good word? Did they get
That's
beep?
a good word.
Okay. I had another one in mind, but I wasn't doing that either.
You're 2 for 2 today. Slow down.
Oh.
So we was talking a little before show. I want to touch on your horses before we got to go here.
Okay,
What happened now? You had one.
I got a couple.
This is quite a thing.
Yeah, quite a story.
Yeah.
So I got. So in treatment, I bumped into horses. I don't come from a horse background, but in treatment,
You're doing something different.
doing something different. Horses were part of it, and really enjoyed it and found it helpful and all that. So when I started getting sober, back I think it was March, I bought a horse, and he died recently. So that's of course a big fat bummer, but. So the horse was helpful in my recovery and therapy, and I kind of envisioned it taking a certain path, like we probably all do. I did, and so this is a different one. I didn't envision this path, but what I came to understand and know, like I really find the science and kind of brain part of the struggle or the disease to be interesting to me. And the horse has these parts of the brain like a human does, but they're in different proportions. So his frontal part, the frontal lobe of the horse, is really small and not a significant part of what's going on in their brain neurologically. They have an amygdala. This is the mid part, and they got a huge part of that. That's why they're flight or fight. But they're a prey animal. They survive, so they run, right? Well, I do that. Anyway, he got tangled up and fought with a fence, and he passed away. And my expectation can't be different for him. I wished he would have just walked away from the fence, but he was engaged with his amygdala, and the amygdala was telling him to fight because he couldn't run. He was blind. His eyesight went bad, so he couldn't run. So the only thing he had left was to fight. So he fought with a fence, and he died from it. Okay, so I can apply that scientifically, neurologically, to what's going on, and not have it be an excuse, but have it just be part of. Yeah, okay, it's more evidence of a disease.
It's a
There's
lesson.
parts of the brain. It's not one brain. It is one brain, but there's parts of it that do different things. And so anyway, he's resting in peace now, and I can accept life on life's terms, even that struggle, and put it to practice in my recovery for additional understanding and share it. So thanks that I could share it.
Right.
Would that be an ale, boss?
That would be, and you were the whole horse thing from the beginning to the end is a god tale. You
Yeah.
know? Where'd you find your where'd your interest get piqued, and then you come home and you learn these lessons. Yeah, that's how I view it today. Now, that's how I would have viewed it, 22 years ago. There's a big difference in how I view things today. I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Doug.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. The horse's amygdala is over 80% of their brain, and their frontal lobe is less than 20%. The frontal lobe does the thinking, executive function. It makes decisions. So he wasn't in a spot where he was even able to make a decision. So I can't expect him to make a decision.
Especially
So-
a good one.
Yeah, especially a good one. I mean, his amygdala is kicked in, and it's fight. So he fought.
They look at your amygdala.
Yeah. It was active, really active when I was drinking, making bad decisions.
Right. Now you dialed it down a little bit. Now you're losing the cortex. Good
Right.
for us.
There was that one time.
I know. I know. I'm familiar with that one time.
I'm going to make the most of it.
Well, hey, folks, thanks for listening in today on Continuous Miracle Radio right here at WGLM 1063. And come pay us a visit on our website at continuousmiracle.net or view anytime you'd like on Facebook, Continuous Miracle Radio, or YouTube, Continuous Miracle Radio. And enjoy the show at your own leisure. Mike, we got a guest coming in next week.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Again.
I think we're getting the sheriff, but that's another story. We'll find out next Sunday. Come on back and join us right here on Continuous Miracle Radio next Sunday at 11. We'll look forward to speaking with you then. Have a great week.
Thanks, Darren.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks, Darren.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Did it go all right?
Hey, so?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it did.
Good.
Went most excellent. I lost my dog along the way.